It's now past 5 o'clock, so you can feel less guilty about day drinking if that's what you were doing. And I've got a drinking game for you. Every time a TV pundit or policymaker says safety to approving nods all around, you drink. But I have to warn you, this, as everything must come with a health warning, this is hazardous to your liver because it's everywhere. And it seems like no one can agree on anything these days except that safety is the highest value. Have a debate with anyone and wait till they bring in safety as a justification against which every other warrant just falls flat. But it's to keep you safe, but it's for your health. And we all feel compelled to nod. And this is a trend that's long in the making, and it's really reached its apex with coronavirus. We all know the trump card in any debate is harm to others. And as safety has become the ultimate goal, we've seen a veritable industry of harm creation develop. How do you get support for yet another encroachment of there ought to be a law into our personal lives? Well, you commission some research on the harm, of course, harm to mental health, or now to diffuse notions of well-being. Even those who oppose lockdown do so not on the basis of freedom, but on the basis of safety. It is unsafe for people's mental health or well-being to be in their houses, people say. Freedom, it seems, has become a dirty word. And this emphasis on safety has crossed political divides. Of course, it's always been around, but its wide embrace may be what's different now. The left has embraced claims that once sat safely on the right: harm to children, warning labels on offensive content. Justifications involving the innocence of children have been replaced by claims to harm to people's mental health and well-being. On the other side, even the police have moved away from law and order to safety. While safety does a lot of the same work as law and order, it's acquired a pseudo-progressive ring. The demand for freedom has slipped into the demand for protection. Protect us from risk, from disease, from each other. We often forget that the most oppressive regimes historically and at present have justified their expanding powers on the basis of security and protection from some external threat. What is law and order if not a justification of powers on the basis of keeping people safe? The military junta that seized power in Greece in the 1960s called itself Ethnosoterios Epanastasis, the revolution to save the nation. Actually, and a few additional facts for anyone interested: they thought the soul of the Greek nation had been destroyed by consumerism, and thought the only real solution to social problems wasn't giving people any more money, because that's bad for their soul, but lengthy psychotherapeutic programs. And these regimes manufactured consent on the basis of harms, in this case communism, that they forward as uniquely pressing and that justified the quashing of public life, all on the basis of safety. A lot of this is obvious, but it's worth remembering today when we feel compelled to nod approvingly when safety is uttered as a justification for yet another freedom-limiting policy. When we hear this, we should think about what values are being left out. Even the history of the Enlightenment has been rewritten so that the key emergent value has become the right to life. The only and barest right we can imagine having resonance today, never mind rights to freedom of speech or conscience, and much less the belief in the human capacity for self-reflection and reason, which ultimately underpins these rights. Human reason is now widely regarded as a myth. And that's why we find it harder and harder to see freedom as a goal and struggle to find anything more valuable than keeping people safe. If human reason is a myth, freedom isn't a goal, it's a problem. So the struggle for freedom against safety must start with defending the human capacity for reason against those who would seek to denigrate and destroy it.